I'm Pastor Steve, and we've been doing a whole series of videos here looking at the wedding at Cana and at how Jesus transformed water into wine in this magnificent metaphorical story given to us in John chapter 2. Now, one of the elements of this story is the intersection of the divine feminine with the divine masculine. The spiritual message at the core of all this, after all, is a message of unity. It's a message of how we can overcome that which separates us. What separates us internally as we argue with ourselves, what separates us in our relationships with each other, what separates us in our groups of this church arguing with that church, what separates us in our ethnicities and our nationalities and our politics and everything else. It's about unity. And unity occurs through transformation. And transformation occurs by the powers of opposites intersecting and interacting with each other. Now, in the story of the marriage at Cana, you have this tension right at the beginning where Jesus is kind of upset when he says to his mother, he says, "What is there between you and me, woman?" Right? That's what the text says. It's very harsh language. And his mother says, whatever he says to do, that's what you're supposed to do. So there is this peaceful and centered feminine presence, and there is this rather argumentative and contradictory masculine presence operative in this story. It's worth noting that in the time of Jesus, there was an amazing and powerful group of women who were right there every step of the way. There were women present at the crucial junctures throughout the gospel text, starting with this text in John chapter 2, and then going on through the resurrection of Lazarus, on into the women witnessing the crucifixion, on to the women who were the first witnesses of the resurrection, of Mary Magdalene bringing the news of the resurrection to the apostles. The anointing of the anointed one was conducted by a woman. So there was this amazing demonstration of feminine leadership and feminine power taking place right there in the gospel times. In the Talmud, which is a Jewish resource, we find an amazing story of a group of very strong and wealthy women who were behind the scenes influencing the affairs of things that happened in that time. Helena of Adiabene, who fed thousands during the great famine of Judea. She sent a ship to Cyprus that came back loaded with dried figs. She was able, by her benevolence, to save literally thousands from starvation. And she's well represented in Jewish history. She was right there at that time, and probably her actions came to be represented and subsumed with various changes of nomenclature and all that into some of the stories regarding the powerful and effective women who were present in the time of Jesus. And I just want to bring this out because our next series is going to be talking about the Marian vision. We're going to be talking about the spirituality of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Now, I'm a Protestant, but still there's a huge and powerful spiritual tradition to this day that has to do with respecting, representing, and understanding the power of the divine feminine. I'm Pastor Steve. Keep following, more Bible studies to come.